Hiya people, how's it going? Have you ever wondered why the whole world, the Western world, seems to be falling apart at the seams? Our leaders, prime ministers, presidents, with the exception of Trump, they seem to go against the people all the time. They seem to be the polar opposite of the thinking of the people in every Western nation, especially the UK. I wonder why that is. I wonder why. Is it because these people weren't so much elected but selected by outside elites? Who are the outside elites? I don't know. Take your pick. Bill Gates, George Soros, Larry Fink, all them at the WEF, the United Nations. Someone's in charge. Someone is putting these people in charge. Someone is sowing division in all nations, and they're deliberately trying to provoke a reaction from the vast majority, especially in white Western nations. Because white Western nations, it seems the majority, are being demonized, and the majority being white men. Toxic masculinity is, well, that's not very fashionable nowadays, is it? It's only fashionable during wartime. But it does seem to be that they're trying to feminize our young men in the West with this drive for this PLGBTQ. You know what the P's for. They're feminizing our young men for a reason. While I'll talk about the UK for a minute. In the UK, thousands upon thousands and thousands of very aggressive, fighting age young men, super alpha males, are flooding in every year. Flooding in. And at the same time, our young, white, British, English, Welsh, Scots, Irish are being feminised all at the same time and demonised by the media and politicians. And that's why they love to promote that bloody awful programme that I will not watch, Adolescence. And basically promote the idea that young white men in Britain are the problem. And that's a lie. It's an absolute lie. I watched, what's her name? Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the Conservatives, just the other day on the BBC, where two presenters had a right crack at her because she hadn't watched that stupid propagandist programme called Adolescence, and they were calling it a documentary. And she said she didn't need to watch Casualty to know what's going on in the National Health Service, or the NHS. And she also said, Kemi Badenoch, that she'd rather talk about what's really happening with the rape gangs up and down the country. Rape gangs where Pakistani Muslim gangs are raping thousands upon thousands of young, white, British girls. But they didn't want to know. They didn't want to know. They're more concerned with the subject matter of this fictional programme called Adolescence, where a young white boy murdered a young girl. And that fictional story was taken from a real story where it wasn't actually a white boy that did it, but a black boy that did it. But they couldn't play that, could they? They're really promoting this kind of shit all the time. Why doesn't, what's his name? That Liverpool actor who wrote that Adolescence, I forget his name. Why doesn't him, or anyone in Britain, write a drama about the Muslim rape gangs? Or the knife crime in London and Birmingham and Manchester and Leeds and Sheffield. Things that are real, tangible, and provable. But no, they're not going to write that. Because that's the truth. And it's unpopular, even though it's the truth. So instead, they make up this crap where young boys, white boys, are being demonized. And just making this video, just talking about this, makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I'm saying white boys. Why shouldn't I say it? British white boys. Why shouldn't I be able to say that? But it's happening everywhere. Same here in New Zealand. Young white Kiwi boys are being marginalised in favour of everyone else, especially Maori, or anyone who's got Maori blood. Same kind of thing. So it's all orchestrated, all at the same time. But who's orchestrating it? We've got Prime Minister here in New Zealand, Chris Luxon, who's an empty suit. Absolute empty suit. He's a piss weak jellyfish. We've got political parties here in the Parliament in New Zealand. The Green Party of New Zealand are nothing to do with the environment. They are all PLGBTQ FREKS. And the Maori Party are the same. And they totally disrespect Parliament by wearing whatever they want. All the other parties don't, but it's just the Greens and Maori Party. And everyone lives in such terror, including the Speaker of the House and the other politicians, that no one dares tell them. The dress code, no one dares. The Maori Party and the Greens, every time they come into Parliament, they have all their activists upstairs in the public gallery shouting and screaming at other politicians, bullying them into silence. I have no doubt those activists are paid. Nothing gets said. Media never publish it. You can see they're activists. They're all Maori activists up in the public gallery all the time, and I guarantee you they'll be paid activists. Why are they even allowed in? Again, it's all been orchestrated from outside of New Zealand, and it's affecting every Western nation. In the UK, Western Europe, Muslims are being used to sow division, and weak politicians, poor politicians who are corrupt and bought off by George Soros, Bill Gates, WEF, and Larry Fink, whoever's doing it, they're being paid off to do exactly what they're told. Here in New Zealand, Maori are being used instead because we haven't got a real big Muslim issue here. Not like in London and Birmingham, places like that, and Bradford. So they use Maori to sow division, and they give them everything, and they chop down anybody who says anything against it. So it's sowing division, and it's going to cause trouble in the future. Big trouble. What can we do? I don't know. But I'm not sure we can vote our way out of this, because I don't trust New Zealand first. Nor, do I trust ACT? I suppose ACT are, the top of the tree for me, but I don't really trust them either. But I certainly don't trust New Zealand first. Winston Peters or Shane Jones. The whole thing's a freak show, especially with the Greens and Maori Party. Absolute freaks. When women have got beards and all the men are non-binary. It's sick and it's twisted. And one of them, you know, the Benjamin Doyle thing, without going into it. Keir Starmer in the UK, my God. The worst Prime Minister. The most loathed Prime Minister. I don't think he will ever be surpassed. I'm not even sure what can happen to the UK now, because I don't think the UK can vote their way out of the mess they're in. I think there's only one solution for the UK. And it's not really to do with politics, it's not to do with voting. There's only one solution, that's going to be very, 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 very violent. That's the only way that can change things back in the old country. And that will spread right across Europe. But maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what Bill Gates and co are pushing for. I don't know. But anyway. Okay, that's my video. I think I've said enough. Please like, leave a comment, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, people. And help us channel out. Give me an uptick and share this video everywhere. Okay, see you later.